Welcome to episode 8 of my Citroen Relay van build series, where I take on one of the most daunting tasks any self-converter faces, cutting a big hole in the side of the van for a big window. Now, I know a lot of my videos have included maybe different ways of doing things or different products, but on this occasion I stuck with the tried and tested double polycarb skinned curved window because I thought that would be the one that would be easiest for me to fit in a van. Having selected the curved window, I didn't see much point in creating a frame that was flat. So I decided that I would take on creating a curved frame that would match the curvature of the van, which from a bit of online research I found was about a 5-meter radius. So the first thing I did was to create a 5-meter radius template, which involved a very long piece of string and then my jigsaw. I have a feeling that will have been both quieter and quicker for you when I do the editing, but you can see here it isn't a huge curvature, but there's definitely a curvature there, and that hopefully, I'll give it a quick test fit, I think, should reasonably match the curve on the inside of the van. I just want to show you here this is the curvature of the van that you need to deal with. So this is a straight edge. You can see here there's a gap along there, and then this is the 5-meter radius template that I've cut, which I'm now going to use to cut the pieces of my frame for my window. Okay, so I've set myself up to do the routing. I'm going to be using a pattern bit for it. I'm not going to give a tutorial on routing. There are lots of people who are better qualified to do that, but this is how I'm going to look to create the piece. So let's crack on and see what success I have. And what I've now done is I've basically reversed the piece. I'm using my piece of ply from the template as a spacer to keep this up off of the bench, and I can then set my cutter. One of the challenges I've created for myself by making these curved sections is that it now doesn't align up to the timber. So I'm going to have to create some backing pieces that will bring that up to the same level as the timber that's going to form the horizontal pieces of the frame. What's the old saying? If it's a choice between being lucky and being good, give me lucky every time. I've just measured out the depth difference between the two, and it's bang on 9mm. So I don't need to thickness plane anything at all. I can just cut strips of 9mm ply. I have the frame made for the inside of the window, and I'm now going to create basically a reverse template, which should be essentially the size of the hole I need to cut. In order to make the template, I'm actually taking some of this plastic stuff that was lining the inside of the van. I think it would be a nice halfway house between cardboard and plywood, so I'm going to mark that up and then see what's best to cut it out with. I'm having a go at the windows today, and the first order of business is to get this brace out. I have used a scraper type, spreader type tool to push under here and remove or break the bond between the rib and the panel, and I have now wedged an old saw behind there. I'm going to use a multi-tool to cut it, and I think with the old saw wedged behind there, it minimises the chance of me going through the actual panel of the van. Okay, I'm about to go in with the multi-tool. I dare say you will not be hearing much of this because it's going to be way too loud for my microphone, but I've tried to set up some sort of barrier to catch as much of the debris as I can, and well, here we go. Well, it's not pretty, but it's kind of there, and it's not gone through the side of the van, which is probably the most important part, because that's probably above the window will be. We'll move on to the bottom part now, and then I'll come back to you. Bottom cut complete. Again, not pretty, but it's going to be cleanup time now. Also notice I've got a few holes here that I never actually treated when I took the ply lining out, so I'll take the opportunity to do those as well when I put a bit of primer over this part of the van door. The curvature of the windows is not the same as the curvature of the van. They are actually less curved than my van is, because when I test fitted these pieces just against the van on their own, they fitted pretty much perfectly with the van, and yet on the window they were rocking because essentially they were too high in the center. So you can actually see I even broke out my old woodworking hand planes, and I've basically taken the top off of this, and so I've brought it into, well, probably I've tried to split the difference between the van and the window. It's still too curved for the window, but it's not really quite curved enough for the van, so I'm hoping that that will be okay. The next thing I encountered was I'm using Adventurer windows from Jackson Leisure, and they state in their online description that those windows will work with a wall depth of 25 to 50 mil. 25 to 40 mil, sorry. To cut a long story short, the screws they provide only work for the shallowest of those, about the 25 mil, and even then only just, as far as I can see. So I spent a lot of time trying to work out what I was doing wrong, because when I take into account the metalwork, I was at about 33 mil. I spoke to Jackson Leisure, and eventually the conclusion was that I should use longer screws. So where anyone has found themselves with a problem with these windows, where they've got maybe just slightly too deep a frame, it's not their fault. There's nothing on Jackson Leisure's website and nothing on the online instructions that gives any information about using longer screws. So I've suggested to them that they need to change that, and they need to make it clear that longer screws are permissible, and specify what longer screws you might need. The next thing I then found was that this window, I already knew it was very tight, but this window is extremely tight. I think this is a 960 by 485 window I'm putting in, and by the time you take account of this, there is literally millimeters of space inside the inner metal frame of the van, to the extent that I've had to route out a section here because where I cut out the supporting rib, I didn't get a perfect cut. I don't want to go back and have another go at it because I'm worried that I will actually come through the van. So instead, I've basically routed out a section here that will then sit over the little bit of that rib that protrudes. I made it a bit bigger to give myself some wiggle room, but as it turns out, I've only got millimeters of wiggle room. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's what I was trying to explain about the window. This frame fits very nicely to the curvature of the van, yet it still seems to be too curved. However, if I turn the frame over and I put it flat side down, it's not very easy to see, but you can just see in there is a gap between the frame and the window at this point, but there's not at this point, which shows that it shouldn't be flat either. So it's on a curve, just not the same curve as the van. So this is the piece of black plastic that I've cut out to be a proxy for the window when I size things up, and it looks like it is pretty good. It looks like it is essentially the same size as the window. If anything, it's a touch smaller, but that's better than being a touch bigger, because I can always enlarge the hole. What I've done now is I've taped this template, this black piece of plastic that is essentially the same size as the window, into my frame. Because the frame is so tight on the metalwork of the van, I can't just get away, I don't think, with placing the black plastic. I've got to make sure there's enough room for the frame. So I'm now going to use that whole piece to locate it on the window, rather located on the door. And then what I will do is to drill through this small hole that I've made through the skin of the van, and that will give me a locating point, and I can then take the template, put it on the outside, and get it to a point where I'm happy that it's straight. As everybody says on YouTube, no going back now. So our proxy window is now held in place with the drill bit that's come through, and that should allow us to get it into a place that's well, aligned to the van. Not level, but aligned to the van. Now we've got the template stuck up on the van, and it's absolutely bang on to that crease at the top of the door and the crease at the bottom of the door. And it might be that the slope on the window on the passenger's door is accentuating it, but it's very slightly out in the vertical. The left-hand side, the gap to the edge of the door is about 3 mil less than the gap at the top, and on the right-hand side it's the reverse. We've decided that we're going to live with that and go with the alignment at the top as much as anything, because I'm not sure that my jigsaw cutting is going to be within 1 millimetre. So trying to move it by 1 or 1.5 millimetres to split the difference probably isn't going to help us. So line around the outside, check the frame against it, and then it's cutting time. One thing I do like about these Adventurer windows is the actual frame that goes into the van has dead tight square corners, so there's no need to try and create any radiuses on the inside corners when you cut out the van. One thing I've just learnt, little tip I'll pass on, is if you are only having to do square corners and you don't have to create a radius, don't drill your holes for your jigsaw blade to enter in the corner. Drill them in the middle, because I've got to get my jigsaw blade on here or here to start the cut, which means that I've now got a large area here I've got to deal with. If I had put the hole, say, in the middle here, I would have just been jigsaw here, and it would only have been on the inside edge, so I would have had to put a lot less tape around the edges. Just a tip for anyone doing a square cornered window. One other little tip, the quality of the tape you use to hold the piece of metal in as you cut it really does matter. This is the cheapest masking tape money can buy, and the vibrations of the metal are just so great that it just basically rips it off. But parcel tape, that makes it a whole lot better. And that's the cutting finished, and out she comes. Okay, here we are. We have a hole in the van. First lot of masking tape is off. We've done a test fit with the window. It's very tight, but it fits. I think I'd rather have it very tight for now, as long as when it's in it looks like it's going to be level. I'm still concerned about the whole issue with the screws, so I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape and try and stick this frame on here, and then hopefully we'll be able to do a complete dry fit of the window and check that the screw lengths work. One of the benefits of the test fit that we've done is that I can now accurately put some masking tape around the outside of where the window is going to go, so that I can primer it and and hopefully catch any squeeze out of Sikaflex. And that's the trim ring in. And then it was time to fit the window. My wife and I both, from the outside, put the window in. It was difficult because, well, with the Sikaflex, I think I got my finger in it at least once. And then while she pressed the window against the van, I then went ahead and went in and started to fit the screws on the inner metal ring, which you then screw through into the aluminium frame of the window. It's like so many things that you need to tighten up. You need to basically work round and round the window, somewhat sort of opposites pattern, whereby you do up one screw, go across the window to another one, and then you just keep going. I am extremely happy with the level engagement I got with these 20mm screws that I used rather than the 16mm that came with the window. What I'm more concerned about though is whether I had a sufficient adhesive in there and whether I've got enough squeeze out. Let's go and have a look. As you can see, I've got squeeze out in some places, but I haven't got it everywhere, which is what is slightly worrying me. I'm hoping that in reality what I've gotten is basically exactly the right amount of adhesive and it's all sealed up behind there, but I would have preferred to get squeeze out along the whole piece. So I'm probably going to run another bead of sealant around the edge, at least in the places where I've got no squeeze out, and see if I can make sure that I've definitely got a seal on there. Well, this window's been in several weeks now, and we've had quite a lot of rain over that time and not a sign of a leak. So I think what I hoped, well, I think it basically it came to pass, and the Sikaflex on the inside created a really good seal to the van. I did put an extra bead around the outside to fill in those gaps that I had where there wasn't any squeeze out. That probably helped. But what I also think helped is we have a really nice tight fit around the sides of the van here where the van curves. So I think that creating that curved frame, even though it took a bit of extra time and effort, does help in terms of getting a quality seal on the side of the van. We have absolutely no sign of any deformation in the metal of the van, and I think that's got to help in terms of the seal. Essentially, you've got a curved surface meeting a curved surface meeting a curved surface. Whereas if you have a flat inner frame, you have a curved window on a curved van, but then you come up against something flat, and something's got to give. And I think in many cases it is the actual skin of the van, and you find that that probably bends to the flat edge of the frame, and then you've got a curved window against a, well, essentially what's become a flat van. So I'm very happy with the installation, and I would recommend taking the time and trouble to create the curved frame, as I think you're likely to get a better seal. Well, I do hope this video has been helpful, and I would encourage anyone else self-building to give it a go putting their own windows in. It's daunting and it's a bit tricky, but yeah, I think that most people should be capable of doing it. Just take your time and think about what you're doing. Anyway, I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.